Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm excited to share something really cool for your car, a portable screen called the CarPodgo T3 Pro. First off, a huge thank you to the CarPodgo team for providing me with this review unit. Just to be clear though, this video isn't sponsored, so my thoughts are based solely on my personal experience using this product. While many new cars come with built-in CarPlay and Android Auto, this gadget is a great solution if you're driving an older model and want to have access to wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. In this video, I'll be talking a lot about the screen, but if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Alright, so let's dive in and check out the T3 Pro. So the screen arrives in a fairly large box with the company's branding prominently displayed on the top. The packaging itself is straightforward and functional with nothing too flashy. So inside there's another box containing the screen, which is packed separately to ensure it remains undamaged during transit. So just as you imagine, you will find a bunch of accessories. There's a suction cup mount for the windshield that looks pretty sturdy, a rear camera with a long wire and a couple of screws with this mounting gasket, and an auxiliary to Bluetooth adapter for cars that lack Bluetooth functionality. Okay, so coming back to the white box, you can see that it mentions CarPlay and Android Auto to the side, and there's a picture of the screen itself. Further unpacking reveals the actual screen. And to my surprise, this box also has a bundle of additional stuff like a 12-volt power adapter with an on-off switch, an extra dashboard mount which is quite smaller than the one we saw earlier. There's also some double-sided 3M tapes, an OTG cable that lets you perform firmware updates, and lastly a quick start guide that shows how to set it up and some of the key features. Well, on first impression, this screen does look so nice in black, and I would say CarPodgo has really nailed the design here. It has a sleek modern look and the fully laminated display really gives it a nice appearance. Even the bezels are pretty thin as well, except the bottom one which is slightly thicker than the rest. The screen's frame has a glossy finish and appears to be crafted from some metal-like material. It also feels noticeably heavier than it may seem and weighs around 400 grams. From a distance, one can easily mistake it as a mini tablet, although it's fairly narrow and longer in size than a regular Android tab or even an iPad mini. So the screen on the T3 Pro is an 8.9-inch touchscreen with 60Hz support, which is one of its key highlights as it feels responsive and there is no noticeable lag while navigating. It's an IPS display with a resolution of 1920 by 720 and a pixel density of 230 ppi. It's sharp and vibrant thanks to its 16.7 million color support. It's also worth mentioning though that the screen does have a glossy finish, so you get to see reflections while outside during driving. But on the bright side, the image looks pretty consistent from every angle without suffering from washed out colors. You might have noticed it already, but there is no button on this thing, not even a power button to turn it up, let alone any volume buttons. So overall it has a minimalist design. One standout feature that really impressed me though is the magnetic mounting system on its back, and this design makes it incredibly easy to attach to your dashboard. Just snap it into place and it holds securely without the need of any clips or brackets. The magnetic mount also allows for convenient removal, as you can effortlessly take the screen off and store it in your glove box to help prevent theft. The back of the screen has a clean, straightforward look featuring ventilation holes for airflow. On the right side you will find several ports, and I'm particularly pleased that it uses USB-C for power, which is becoming the standard across most handheld devices anyway. There is also a 3.5mm audio jack, a 2.5mm port for the rear camera, and another USB-C port for software updates. The screen has a built-in microphone for making phone calls. Now you might notice that there is no company branding or logos on the front or anywhere else on this device. Well, personally, I appreciate this design choice, and the lack of any text or logo enhances the screen premium look when placed on the dashboard. In short, it's a sleek, modern-looking display that will undoubtedly elevate the style of your car's interior. The screen comes with two mounting options, a windshield mount and a smaller base mount that sticks directly to the dashboard using a pre-applied double-sided tape. Now, one thing that did not impress me is the overall build quality of these mounts. I mean, the plastic looks cheap and flimsy and just not as good, especially when the screen itself looks really top-notch. Now, setting this thing up is a total breeze. Start by choosing the mounting location in your car. Both mounting options work great as I said, but if you're planning on using it on, let's say, a rented vehicle, I would recommend going with the windshield mount as it makes removing it super easy and it will save your dashboard from any damage from 3M double-sided tape on the smaller mount, especially if the car has a leather interior. Once you have picked up your mounting spot, just plug in the power adapter into the screen and then into your car's 12-volt outlet. One thing I would like to highlight is that the adapter has an extra USB-A port, so you won't lose a charging spot in your car, which is handy if your car only has a single 12-volt outlet. Next up, simply attach the screen to the magnetic mount, power it up, and you will see the home screen right away. So the whole setup is simple and doesn't require any special tools or modifications to your dashboard. The UI on this device is really user-friendly. It runs on a Linux-based OS and feels snappy when navigating through the menus. Like I mentioned earlier, it's a 60 FPS display, so everything feels smooth and easy to use. But if you want, you can toggle this option on or off in the settings. The screen is quite responsive, so it's easy to see and use your phone's apps while you're driving. Oh, and the home screen loads in just under 5 seconds from a cold start, which is quite impressive. Before using CarPlay or Android Auto, there are a few settings you can tweak. For instance, you can set up screen brightness for both day and night by selecting specific time frames, and the T3 Pro will automatically switch between these modes for you. There's also an ambient sensor on the back that adjusts screen brightness based on your surroundings, but I turn that off as I like to manually control the screen brightness. Speaking of brightness, the T3 Pro features an impressive 700 nits display, which means everything looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I've used a lot of automotive head units and this screen does look pretty bright. Some additional settings that can be tweaked are customizing the background wallpaper and changing the boot screen. Here you can select any logo that matches your car's manufacturer and it will display when booting it up. And lastly, you can also select the audio source. The T3 Pro gives you 4 options for getting sound from your phone, each with different audio quality. The simplest method is to use the built-in speakers, but it also offers the lowest audio quality, and you will lose access to your car's audio system. The second option is to use FM radio, which lets you pick an unused radio frequency to transmit audio to your car. However, I did encounter a few issues when using this mode, like a constant hissing sound when listening to music. But don't fret, the other two modes offer better sound quality. If you don't mind dealing with cables, the 3.5mm auxiliary port is a straightforward way to pass audio to your car. But for the best audio experience and to avoid dealing with cables, I would highly recommend using Bluetooth in your car. This screen features a dual Bluetooth mode, which means any sound from your phone is directly passed to the built-in radio of your car, while the visual data is transmitted to this device via Wi-Fi. And even if your car doesn't have Bluetooth, you can still use these options thanks to the included Bluetooth adapter. Just keep in mind that screen automatically reboots itself when switching the audio source, which can be a minor inconvenience. Another great feature this screen has is the included rear camera. The camera comes with a long cable letting you install it at the back of your car and easily routing the cable. So using CarPlay with this screen is pretty straightforward. All you need is just select CarPlay on the home screen and then head over to the Bluetooth screen on your iPhone. Your iPhone should detect the T3 Pro as a new device. Then simply tap on that to start the pairing process. You may need to confirm a passcode or PIN if prompted. Now the overall CarPlay experience is quite phenomenal, and it's one of the best, if not the best CarPlay devices I've used. The navigation feels smooth and everything just looks incredibly sharp, and I can still use my car's audio system for music. The Android Auto, on the other hand, doesn't feel as snappy as the CarPlay on the screen. The developers do claim that this is due to the Android Auto's core functional design, but if you need something solely for using Android Auto, then I would highly recommend looking for other options. Now, one really nice feature is that the firmware on the screen can be upgraded via connecting a flash drive. The package includes an OTG cable and you can download and install any future updates. It just shows that the company is well committed to their product and may even add more features in the coming months. To do that, you just upload the firmware file in a flash drive, plug it in via the OTG cable, and follow the instructions on the CarPodgo website. Alright, so let's get real for a moment. There are a few things that I really didn't like about this screen. First, the mounting options I believe could be improved, and while the magnetic mount is super convenient, having a few more mounting choices would have been great. I hope the company can also improve the quality of the included mounts as well. There's also no built-in dashcam on the screen, which some other competitors are currently offering with their products. I also wish that the screen was a bit larger, as navigation can sometimes feel cumbersome when tapping on the tiny app icons in CarPlay. And I think an upgrade to a 10-inch screen or even a bigger size would be an awesome choice. There is no screen mirroring or AirPlay and Android costing options available, and you can't install additional apps, which could be a deal breaker for some. Finally, this thing is currently priced at $250, which is a bit steep, I believe. It offers really nice CarPlay experience, but some may find it a bit too costly for what it offers. So overall, the CarPodgo T3 Pro is a fantastic option for those looking to add modern infotainment features that Android Auto and CarPlay offer, while not having to do any complicated installation. I mean, the screen quality is excellent, the magnetic mounting is super convenient, and the dual Bluetooth mode is just a lifesaver. Sure, it has a few drawbacks, but it delivers well on its promises and can be a great upgrade for your driving experience. If you found this review helpful, give it a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of my future content. Thanks for watching and I will catch you in the next video.